time capsule, bursting at the seams. These items used to sit in the front room of a home down the road in Willenhall. They were part of sisters Edith and Flora Hodson's stock, who at the time ran their own clothing and haberdashery shop. Close to 100 years on, they remain intact as a piece of nostalgia.
The house where the sisters lived, there was no family to inherit it, so when the executors went in to clear the house, they found that it was full of lock-making materials and costume. This was because the sisters had a brother who was a locksmith and the sisters ran a shop in there. But because there was no family, the house was just locked up and kept as it was. When the house was put up for sale, the museum was called in to have a look at the historic objects to see if there's anything of interest to the town.
The collection now forms a significant part of the museum's social history collection, and other items left untouched by the sisters when they shut up shop give us an insight into the workings of a small shop in the mid-20th century.
There's also letters from the government to do with the utility scheme, which was when clothing was reduced so that you could only buy a certain length of material or have dresses in certain styles. There's accounts, there's invoices, there's letters that the sisters wrote when they disagreed with some of the bills that they were sent. Some of these items help us to understand what was going on in the business world in the mid-20th century because it shows that the sisters were sometimes able to extend credit, but that seemed to have been a bit of an ad hoc basis, so possibly people that they knew were trustworthy and were good for paying their bills.
The exhibition has been on for a month now, and so far the contents that once sat in the Hodsons' little shop is turning the heads of visitors.
I think it's because it's almost quite ordinary. It's things that people remember themselves from their nans wearing or their aunties wearing, and also just lovers of nostalgia and vintage. Some of the packaging is just really quirky.
So the exhibition may just appear to showcase fashion in its finest form, but at a second glance, it's more. It's 20th century history stitched into its seams. Roshni Patel for Big News in Walsall.